Welcome to another Disney Infinity Toy Box tutorial. We've already showed you how to make a random number generator using the logic gate and randomizer before. So today we're going to go over 3 advanced techniques that will help you get more use out of it. You're probably not going to understand a lot of what we're talking about unless you've seen the other video. So if you haven't, click up in the corner and that'll take you to the first tutorial. Now we're recording this in Disney Infinity 2.0, but all of these strategies will work in either 2.0 or 3.0. Let's take a look at what we can do. So before we made a simple random number generator using binary, and it can make a number between 0 and 15 relatively easily. But what if the number you generate has to be greater than 0? Well, that's actually pretty easy to do. What we'll need is one more logic gate. So let's go ahead and find that. That's down in... come on, a little further. Where are you at? Ah! There we go, the Creativi-Toys. So let's find our logic gate. We'll just need one. And what we're going to do is have it always add 1 to the counter. But first we need to make sure that it's set to open. This way, no matter what, it will always pass the output to the counter. And then we'll set that output as incrementing by 1. There we go. Increment by 1. Now, no matter what happens, it will always add 1 to the total. We just have to connect the original button to it, so it will pass the input along. So now when we hit this, it will open the gate and randomize the other 4. And now 11. It will never be 0. We can now do 1 through 16. Try it again. 8. No matter what we do, it'll never equal 0. Now let's say you want to generate a number bigger than 16. What I didn't get into in the last video is that you can't do that just with these 2 toys. If you look, we go back into the output, 10 is the most we can add by. And the next grouping would need to add 16 because this is binary. And as you could see, we can't add 16. So what we're going to have to do is actually build a system that will add 2 numbers to the counter, 10 and 16. So what we'll do is we'll get our randomizer and our logic gate just like before, but we're going to need 2 more logic gates also. These logic gates will be the toys that pass the addition onto the counter. Now we're going to have to set everything up, just like normal. First, we need to tell the randomizer that an action needs to happen. And there's that. We need to set the randomizer up so that way, no matter what, it'll either do open or close. Trigger 1 is always open. Trigger 2 is always closed. Now, we need this one to pass along an input, just like before. Stepped on, any, and we'll go to our logic gate and do an input. And then that's where it starts getting a little different. Now, instead of going to the counter like before, we're going to have its output go to our 2 other logic gates. So we'll output input and output over to the other input. Now we're doing this so that way it'll pass the input through. We're not telling it to open, we're actually passing this signal through. And then we're going to tell these two to add its output into the counter. So the first one will have it add 10. So we'll go increment 10. And this second one will do 6. So that way it'll total 16. So now, whenever the randomizer makes that logic gate be open, it will pass its input all the way through both of our new logic gates and add 16 to the total. And that's pretty much it, I think. No, I missed one. I need to actually send this to open. This makes sure that when we reset everything, those two logic gates stay open. They should never ever be closed because they need to be able to pass their input through to the counter. And now it's set up. Now, no matter when we do the randomizer, it will randomize open and close, and if it's open, it'll send 16 through. And that time we got a 4. But there we go, 32. That's the biggest number we could have made. And this time it's 2. And we can keep making the number bigger and bigger by adding more and more logic gates to that second tier. For example, the next digit would be 32. So we would need 4 new logic gates, 3 of them adding 10, and then the last one adding 2. And we just keep, this could go to infinity until you've run out of room in your toy box. Now this last tip is actually pretty simple. If you're generating a number, more than likely you want that number stored. You don't want it to change over and over and over. Like right now it's 19, but right now, if your player keeps, say, jumping up and down, he's going to keep adding 19. And that doesn't really do you any good if you were trying to generate that number on purpose and you want it to stay that same number. To do that, all you have to do is add a simple piece of logic to your triggering button. We're going to say new logic, and we're going to call stepped off any. And we'll have it reset the counter. Now, since this doesn't do anything to the logic gates, we'll reset everything. We have a new number. Every time they jump, we've got 20. It'll reset, and boom, 20. So as long as you have nothing else to reset all your logic gates, your number that you generated will stay right where it's at. Well, that's it for the advanced random number generator tutorial. Hopefully you found something useful in it that can help you with your toy boxes. Like I said, this was recorded in 2.0, but it'll work in either 2.0 or 3.0 exactly the way it was presented. So get out there and give it a try. And if you find a really cool use for the random number generator in one of your toy boxes, let us know down in the comments. We'd really love to see how you used it. Also, let us know what toy you'd like to see a tutorial on next. It can be for either 2.0 or 3.0. Just let us know down in the comments. And we'll do our best to get those out as soon as we possibly can.